Well, welcome back to our series in concrete. And here's another item that you may not use very often, but when you have to use it, you're going to love it. Because this is a diamond drill bit, and this is a diamond core bit actually, and a diamond drill to go with it. Now the difference between this for drilling concrete is this has no percussion. This is just a standard drilling action, okay, like you would with your home drill. No hammering action. And so you can use this to cut through tile, any ceramic, of course, concrete. And now the reason that you'd use this for concrete and you wouldn't use your carbide bit is because this is diamonds and this will cut through your rebar or your steel. And that's the difference between using the carbide. The carbide with the percussion action, even though there's many different grades of carbide, of course, but in mining, of course, there are some that will drill through rock and everything, but the particular ones in core bits, if you start hitting steel and rebar, that's when you break off the tips, and hence you stop being able to drill. Or if you try to keep drilling, you're just going to ruin your core bit or your drill bit. So you'll go to a diamond core bit if you know that there is rebar or steel, or you have the feeling that there is in your concrete. So this one particular drill you'll use with a heavy cord, as you would all your concrete equipment. This has a hose attachment. It's because you will drill using water. That'll keep it cool. And so you would hook up your hose. Now this is a very big core bit. This is a 6-inch core bit. Here's a smaller one, a 3-inch. You could have a 2-inch or 1-inch. But your drill determines how big that you can use, and how this is the maximum here for using with this size core bit. You'd use a 6-inch with this size drill, and you'd have to get a bigger drill if you're starting to go into 8-inch, 10-inch. Again, all the equipment is tailored to the job. Now, if you're going to use these on a wall or anything, or hold these up, even this size, make sure you put a V-block on the wall and anchor it in and rest the end on it so that it doesn't walk around the wall on you. When these are locked in, they're locked in tight, and there's a lot of times a little release collar, which makes it a lot easier to take these apart if you have one of these release collars on there. They're threaded on as opposed to the SDS Max, so the size is determined by the size of the core bit. Now these are threaded on. This one would be threaded on, and now you can use them by hand, but probably an easier way is to use them like a drill press. You would take off the cover plate on here and adapt this onto your drill stand. All right, this handle will come off, and this will go on the stand to be used like this. And then you would have a handle, just like a drill press. You'd have your drill on there with your core bit underneath. Now, this particular unit, this is the actual stand. As you see, the gray here, what we have it attached to is a vacuum plate. If your concrete is very smooth, a nice smooth floor, then you can use the seal underneath that vacuum plate. It would go on in a little groove that's there. Fit it all around this groove. That rubber would sit on the steel or on the concrete floor. You would plug in this vacuum, normal plug, and it would create a vacuum that would hold this there steady, just like as if it was bolted down to the floor. And you can have your core bit in. You can adjust it to make sure it's going to go straight. Now, another tip here as well, if you're not using that vacuum plate, say it's a coarser floor, and maybe it's broom finish type thing where you're not going to be able to get a vacuum, then you would take it off with this bolt off the vacuum plate. All these 4 bolts here allow you to jack it and get it straight, and then you would anchor a bolt through the middle where that center bolt is, and you would actually use an anchor right into the concrete and anchor the stand down so that it's solid. Your stand must be solid, because as you're drilling and pulling down and pushing down to the concrete, obviously you're pushing away on the plate. So this has got to be solid, or you can't drill like a drill press. And How much pressure you push down will depend on the concrete, the size of the core bit. So you want a nice even pressure, but if you start reefing on it and going too hard, you just can't do that. You got to drill to the speed of the material and the speed of the size of the hammer that you've got. So that would be the way you would use the diamond core bit. And another little tip is in very hot, humid weather, a byproduct of the compressor working is water, and these little bottles here will collect the water. But if this here gets full of water, you're not gonna have vacuum. If all of a sudden you lose your vacuum and you've been working all day and you wonder why, look for the bottle to make sure that it's empty, or at least has enough room there to collect any more water, or else the vacuum will stop. Okay, so there gives you a little bit of overview on diamond drilling, and good luck with your jobs, and subscribe soon.